learn that Justice Kennedy retired?
About a half hour ago.
Were you surprised?
He came to the White House. We had a wonderful discussion just prior to meeting the president, and really had a very deep discussion. I got his ideas on things, including I asked him if he had certain people that he had great respect for that potentially could take his seat, which is a very hard seat to fill. So we talked about different things, and he was here for about a half an hour. I don't think you folks saw him come in and out, did you? I'm shocked. Boy, they've done a great job. That's a shocker. That's a shocker. But yeah, we had he just left a little while ago, just prior to meeting the president.
And sir, what he recommended? Will you give us any?
No, I won't do that. But he has, you know, there are certain names that are just outstanding. Names that you already know, to be honest with you. I mean, there are names that you know that are outstanding, highly respected, names that you would know, President. And we'll be looking at them. We'll be looking at some others. But they will come from the list of 25 people.
And, Mr. President, it's an election year. Would you give consideration to holding that spot open until the makeup of Congress is determined come November?
I haven't really thought about that. I think you want to go as quickly as possible. It's a process, but haven't really thought of that. But we had a big day yesterday, very big. We had a great decision today in terms of what was just released by the Supreme Court yesterday, obviously, with the travel ban was extremely big. And we had some tremendous elections. South Carolina, from my own standpoint, South Carolina, the governor, McMaster, was a big win. And as you know, I was very much involved in New York with the Congressman Donovan. So we're very happy. This was a good few days, and now I get to cap it off by meeting with the president of Portugal. And Portugal's been actually very important to our nation. And you're right, we have about 1.5 million people from Portugal here. So that's very important. No, I want them to do what they wanted. You know, the problem we have, and I told them this morning, I said, hey, pass it if you can. But I also want them to do what they want. We have a big immigration bill like everybody does, like you're talking, and everybody talks about immigration now, I think, more than ever before. I told them a few hours ago, I said, look, pass something or come back with something that would be a derivation, but get something you want. The problem we have is we need Democratic votes in the Senate, and that's why I don't get overly excited with the House bill right now, because it's not going to pass in the Senate. You're not going to get the Democrats to vote for anything. If we gave them 100% of what they wanted and then doubled it, they still wouldn't pass it because they think it's a good election point. I think it's good for us because I think strong borders. I don't even know how you feel about that, but I think strong borders and no crime that's us. And I think that's going to be a great election point for us. So I told them 2 hours ago, I said, you know, do what you want, and ultimately we'll come to something, and perhaps it'll be after the election, maybe it'll be before, but as of this moment, Democrats are not going to vote for anything because they really are resisting or obstructing. Okay? Thank you very much.
Mr. President, what about the progressive, sir?
Well, I think we'll be talking about Syria. I think we'll be talking about Ukraine. I think we'll be talking about many other subjects, and we'll see what happens. So you never know. You never know about meetings, what happens, right? But I think a lot of good things can come with meetings with people. We had great meetings with President Xi of China. We have, every place I've been, we have had great meetings. So maybe something positive will come out of it.
Mr. President, what about the progressive challenger that beat Joe Crowley, that young woman from New York? Are you worried about a blue wave?
Well, that was a shocker. Losing, for Crowley to lose that election, that was a shocker. I was surprised. Everybody was surprised. We had somebody that's been in there for many years, Mr. President, and I think he probably took it for granted. And I can't say that I'm disappointed because I was never a big fan. But he lost his election, probably shouldn't have lost his election. Maybe you get a little complacent, you know, that does happen. You get complacent, and he lost. That's a big loss. I tell you what, that was a shocking loss. but it is what it is. Thank you all very much.
Mr. President, sir, Mr. President, are you worried your tariffs are backfiring?
No, they're doing great.
You think even with
By the way,
Harley?
the steel industry is absolutely doing great. The tariffs have been incredible, and the steel industry is doing great, and our country is doing great. You're seeing the results. The numbers coming out from the companies are far beyond what anybody ever thought possible. We're doing really good. But we have to have fair trade deals, and we're working on really fair trade deals. We're working with your representatives on fair trade deals. So
I hope you're going to receive President Juncker. That's
yes,
good news.
yes.
That's good news.
Thank you, everybody. They're working. It's going to be very good.
And Mr. President, as far as when you might meet with Putin, will it be after NATO?
Probably after.
Right after NATO, you think?
Probably after.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.